flow from the end of my flow. I totally forgot to mention in the beginning, but if you prefer to do yoga with music, I actually have a playlist that I created that I linked below, and I look down as if I put it there. Okay, you know where it is, it's in the description box, but if you prefer to practice with music, you're more than welcome to use it. It's best listened to without your shuffle clicked on. So yeah, do what you may with that information. I really hope you enjoy. Bye. Hi, my name is Emily, and today I am bringing you the first of a series of 4 yoga videos to help prepare you and help you get through your finals this semester. My goal for these yoga videos is that you feel a little bit more grounded, a little bit more whole, and a little bit more sane after your finals this semester, and that maybe you find that you have a hidden passion for yoga, as do I. So without further ado, let's get into this first flow. All you'll need is your mat, and then maybe a block or a pillow, or really any household object that can support you and that you can sit on. So let's get right into it. I'm going to take my pillow, and you can place whatever household object you have right under your sits bones. So meet me in a comfortable seated position, placing your hands directly on top of your knees, letting your eyes fall to a close. Just taking a second to settle in here. Take a deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. One more, just like that. In through the nose and then out through the mouth. And just starting to notice how you feel and how you really feel, meaning noticing any thoughts, any noise going on in your head, any tension you may be holding in between the eyebrows, maybe around the mouth, on the jaw. Maybe your tongue is firmly pressed up against the roof of your mouth. Or maybe there's tension in your shoulders, in your chest, in your back. If there's any in your arms or in your legs, just take a second here and let it go. It's no longer serving you. And so with each breath, just let it melt away. And let it reduce to a light hum in the background of your practice, or maybe just fade away entirely. And just taking a moment here and bring one thing, just one thing to mind that you're grateful for. Whether it's something that happened today, and something you have, something you've experienced, whatever it may be, just bring it to mind. Acknowledge it. And thank it for coming into your life. And taking a couple more deep breaths here, in through the nose, out through the nose. Just remembering this grounded feeling all throughout your practice. This feeling of being able to come home to yourself, of checking in with no judgment, just noticing. And when you're ready, let your eyes flutter open. Take a deep inhale, reaching both arms up to the ceiling, letting your gaze lift all the way to the ceiling, and then on your exhale, dropping your right arm all the way down to the mat, reaching up and over with your left fingertips. And pressing firmly down through both sits bones, with each inhale lifting up and out of your hips, feeling lengthened and light. On your next inhale, rising up through center and then flowing over to the left side, right fingertips come up and over, same thing here. Feeling grounded throughout the legs, feeling that nice side body stretch all throughout the right side. Your next inhale, coming back up through center, removing whatever you may be sitting on, and then meet me in a comfortable tabletop position. So your hands are placed directly under your shoulders, your knees are directly under your hips, the tops of your feet are pressing firmly into your mat, and your core is engaged. Couple rounds of cat-cow here, dropping the stomach towards your mat, opening the collarbones towards the front of the room. On our inhale, we hold, and then exhale, we lift the top of the back towards the ceiling, pressing firmly into each hand, each foot. Inhale, dropping the stomach, cow, opening the collarbones to the front of the room. Exhale, cat, arching the back towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And coming back to a comfortable tabletop position. Sitting back onto your heels. Now, if this is not intuitively comfortable for you, feel free to reach for that object that you were sitting on before. Place it under your sits bones, and then sit right back onto your heels for just a little extra love, a little extra support. On our inhale, reaching both arms out in front of us, eagle arms here, taking the left arm and placing it under the right, bending both elbows back towards your face and wrapping the right elbow over the left. If you can, try and place the left fingertips onto the right palm. Inhale, lifting the elbows towards the front of the room, and then exhale, just feeling the stretch opening the back sides of the body, remembering to stay strong throughout the core here, belly button pulling to the spine, feeling that length, that lift all throughout the torso. And as we start to settle in to these eagle arms, you may want to bend your chin towards your chest for an added stretch. As we find ourselves seated at our desks each day, it is easy to neglect our back, our shoulder, and our neck muscles as we subconsciously hunch over our computers for hours on end. This is a great stretch to even things out a little bit. Exhale, release the bind. Counter stretch here. If you can, interlace the fingers behind your back and then stretching your fingertips towards the back of your mat. Maybe letting the neck go, And then exhale, release the bind. Eagle arms this time on the left. Left arm comes over, right arm comes under, bending both arms back towards your face. This time trying to reach the right fingertips onto the left hand. On our inhale, we reach the elbows towards the front of the room. And then on our exhale, we engage the core. Option here to bend the chin to chest. A couple deep breaths here. Just noticing either how tight or how loose these muscles may feel. And one last deep breath in through the nose. And on your exhale, release the bind. Taking whatever object you may be seated on and placing it to your side. Meet me back in tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, sending the hips to the back of your mat. Keeping a generous bend in the knees as this is our first down dog of our practice. I really want you to focus on your alignment here. So starting with the core, making sure that your belly button is pulling back towards your spine. You're feeling strong and supported at your center. You're lifted out of your shoulders. Your biceps are externally rotating, so towards the sides of your mat. You're feeling long and strong throughout all of your torso, pressing firmly down into your hands, especially the place in between your thumb and your forefinger. And whether your heels are down on the mat or lifted off the mat, making sure that your pelvis is lifted up towards the ceiling. Deepening that hamstring stretch. And 2 more breaths here. Settling in. And generating some heat. On your next inhale, rise high in the toes, look forward. 8 to 10 tiny steps until your toes meet your wrists. And once you're there, with a deep bend in the knees, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise high, Tadasana. Feet are rooted into your mat. Your arms reach up overhead, gaze comes up. On your exhale, we bend forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward. Exhale, stepping back, high plank with the right toes. And then meeting back with the left. Placing the knees down onto your mat, untuck the toes. Modified chaturanga. Lowering down into your low tricep push-up. Your chest is still lifted off the mat. On your inhale, upward facing dog. Using the power of your hands to open your collarbones towards the front of your mat. And then tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Taking a second here to walk your dog out, bending the right knee and then the left. On your next inhale, 3-point, right toes rise high towards the ceiling. On your exhale, cheetah, bringing the right knee to nose. Inhale, rise high, 3-point. Exhale, bringing your knee in, placing it between your hands. And then meeting at the top of the mat with your left foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise high, Tadasana, reaching all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, folding back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Core is engaged. Exhale, stepping back, high plank, right, left toes. And then meeting back with the right toes. Chaturanga, lowering into your low tricep push-up. Untuck the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work. Deep breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Let it all go. On your next inhale, right toes rise high, 3-point. Exhale, cheetah. Knee to nose. Seeing if you can touch your nose with that knee for 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Drop it right down where you are. Opening up towards the left side. So kicking open both feet, rolling onto your left foot, and then using the right foot as a kickstand. We inhale the left fingertips high towards the ceiling, and then exhale, gate posture. So using your obliques to lift up towards the center, and then exhale, reaching the right fingertips up and over, gate. On your next inhale, cartwheel both arms back towards the mat. Bring both feet back in towards the midline. Picking your right knee up back into cheetah, and then placing it in between your hands. Low lunge, dropping the left knee, untucking the left toes. Option to stay here, rising onto your fingertips, or if you would like, place both hands onto your front knee. Remembering to be gentle with yourself. Choosing the path of least resistance. Remember that if you feel any pain in any of these postures, please be kind to yourself and rest in whatever position feels best. One last deep inhale here. On your exhale, place both hands down to the mat, tuck the left toes, step both feet up to the top of the mat, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise high to Tadasana, rooting to rise, feet are grounded into the mat below. Looking up, slight back bend here, bringing your thumbs to your third eye as we fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, stepping back into high plank with the right toes. Resting here in a quick runner's lunge for just a moment, rocking back and forth on your right toe. And then pressing firmly into both hands, engaging throughout the core, lifting the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Step back into your high plank. Chaturanga, lowering all the way down, low tricep. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale through the nose here. And then exhale, let it all go. On your next inhale, rise high with the left toes, 3-point. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, cheetah. Holding here, really trying to touch your nose with your knee for 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Placing your knee down on your mat. Kickstanding your left foot out this time and rolling onto the side of your right. Your right fingertips rise high towards the ceiling. Gate posture. On your inhale, we lift up, using the obliques to come to the midline. And then exhale, lifting the left fingertips up and over, gate. Pausing here for one deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, deepening into the gate posture. On your next inhale, cartwheeling both hands back down towards the mat, lifting that knee back up into cheetah, and then placing the foot in between your hands. Low lunge, dropping the left knee, untucking the left toes. Option to stay here, rising onto your fingertips, or if you would like, place both hands onto your front knee. One last deep inhale here. Stepping right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise high to Tadasana. Arms come up overhead. And bringing your hands to chest in prayer. On your next inhale, we rise the hands high towards the sky. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Stepping towards the back of your mat with your left toes this time, pausing for just a brief moment in runner's lunge, using the left toes to propel you forward and backward. And pressing firmly into both palms, all of your fingertips. We have more than two. When you're ready, engage through the core, lifting your front foot, stepping back into high plank. Holding here in your high plank, using both feet to rock you forward and backwards. Feeling strong all throughout the core, really pulling your belly button towards your spine for 8, 7, 6, 5. Feeling your quads engage. Maybe your calves are feeling a little bit of fire. For 3, 2, 1. We're almost there. Slowly lowering down, chaturanga, all the way to your belly. Nice work. Making any adjustments as needed until you're in the middle of your mat on your belly. Quick shoulder stretch here. Starting with the right arm, reaching your right arm in a right angle position out to the side. Your elbow is directly parallel or in a straight line from your shoulder. Lifting the left toes up, starting to transfer your weight over onto your right shoulder. Using your left hand and your left fingertips to support your left side. Playing with the transfer of the weight, so if it's too intense of a stretch, feel free to lessen the load by putting more weight on your left hand. And if you'd like more of a stretch, lean a little bit more to your right side. Just 3 more breaths here. And breathing deep into your belly. Starting to calm down all the muscles in our body from the little bit of heat we built earlier. And on our next inhale, coming back towards the center. Same thing on the left side. Bending the left elbow into a right angle. And then slowly starting to shift the weight over towards the left side, using the right foot this time as a kickstand. Maybe coming up onto your fingertips on the right side. And once again, playing with that weight transfer. Do you need a little bit less? Maybe a little bit more? Whatever it may be, just stay with it. Just notice it. And one last deep inhale here. And on your exhale, coming back to center. And just taking a second to reach both arms behind you. Maybe taking a couple shoulder circles. And forward and backward. And when you're ready, placing your hands directly under your shoulders and pressing yourself back into child's pose. Toes come to touch, knees apart, placing your hips as far back as they can go, reaching your fingertips towards the front of your mat.
resting your forehead in between your arms, maybe nodding your head left and right, and giving your forehead a little massage, a little bit of love. And I encourage you to stay here as long as you'd like, or take any meditative seat or position and just stay here in this space for however long you wish. But when you're ready, you can choose to stay here or follow along as we walk our hands up and find a comfortable seated position in the middle of your mat. And bringing your hands in your lap, palms face up, letting your eyes fall to a close once more. And just centering ourselves with one last deep inhale through the nose. And then out through the nose. And bringing your hands to prayer at heart center, bowing your head. And thanking yourself for giving your body a little bit of love, a little bit of movement today. We bow our heads and say namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for this flow. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you like it, you can stick around for the rest of the flows coming. Have a great day.